She is telling you she likes you right now. You just do not know how to read it. She has not said a word about how she feels, but her body has been speaking the entire time. Loudly, clearly, in a language that has existed far longer than words. A language that is completely involuntary, completely honest, and completely readable once you know what to look for. Most men miss it entirely, not because they are not paying attention, but because nobody ever taught them what to look for. They sit in conversations with women who are genuinely interested in them and walk away thinking she was just being friendly. They miss the signals that were right in front of them the whole time, and then wonder later why nothing ever developed from what felt like a promising connection. Today, that changes completely. We are breaking down 4 specific body parts that a woman shows you when she is genuinely attracted to and interested in you. Each one is backed by body language science, nonverbal communication research, and the psychology of human attraction. And by the end of this video, you will never misread a woman's interest again. Before we get into all 4, subscribe right now and drop a like. This channel exists to give men the tools to read situations clearly, move with confidence, and stop second-guessing every interaction. And let me be straight with you. If you have been missing these signals your whole life, that is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. But every day you go without knowing it is another day you walk past opportunities that were literally right in front of your face. The Magnetic Masculinity ebook in the description below is going to fix that. Not just for reading her signals, but for understanding everything about how women communicate interest, attraction, and desire. Men who have read it say it was like getting a manual they never knew existed. Scroll down and grab it right now. The link is in the description. Do not put it off. Here is something that most men feel but rarely say out loud. Talking to a woman they like feels like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing. They cannot tell if she is genuinely interested or just being polite. They cannot tell if her smile means something or if she smiles at everyone that way. They cannot tell if the conversation is going somewhere real or if it is going to end with a friendly goodbye that leads to nothing. And because they cannot read the situation clearly, they either do too much or too little. They either push forward when she was not interested and create an awkward situation, or they hold back when she was absolutely interested and lose the window entirely. Both outcomes come from the same root problem. They were reading the wrong signals or missing the right ones completely. Here is the truth that body language science has established beyond any reasonable doubt. When a woman is genuinely attracted to a man, her body responds before her mind has made a conscious decision about it. The signals are not chosen, they are not performed. They are automatic responses driven by her nervous system, her hormones, and the deep biological wiring that human beings have carried for thousands of years. And because these signals are automatic, they are the most honest form of communication you will ever receive from a woman. More honest than anything she says. More reliable than anything you might read into her texts. More accurate than any gut feeling you try to go on. Her body tells the truth every single time. You just need to know where to look. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, whose research on nonverbal communication is among the most referenced in modern psychology, found that the vast majority of human communication happens below the level of words. His research identified that tone and body language carry far more of the actual message in any human interaction than the words themselves do. Dr. Paul Ekman, whose decades of work on facial expressions and microexpressions established that certain physical responses to emotional states are universal across all cultures and all human populations. These responses happen in fractions of a second and cannot be consciously controlled or suppressed. They are the body's way of communicating what the mind has not yet decided to say out loud. In the context of attraction specifically, neuroscientist Dr. Helen Fisher, whose research on the brain chemistry of romantic interest, found that attraction triggers a cascade of automatic physical responses including changes in posture, eye contact patterns, vocal tone, and the orientation of the body toward the person of interest. These responses are not random. They are consistent, predictable, and once you know them, completely readable. Here are the 4 body parts that tell you everything you need to know. Now let's move to the 4 body parts. Number 1. Her feet. This is the signal that almost no man ever thinks to look at. and it is one of the most reliable attraction indicators in all of body language science. The feet are the part of the body that the conscious mind pays the least attention to. We manage our facial expressions. We think about what our hands are doing. We are aware of how we are sitting or standing. But almost nobody thinks about where their feet are pointing, which means the feet almost always tell the complete truth. Body language researcher Dr. Desmond Morris found in his extensive studies of human nonverbal behavior that the direction a person's feet point during a conversation reveals where they genuinely want to be and who they genuinely want to be with. When a woman is talking to you and her feet are pointed directly at you, she is engaged, present, and interested. When her feet are pointed away from you, toward the door, or toward someone else, her body is telling you something her words are not. And when she goes out of her way to orient her entire body toward you, including her feet, in a group setting where she could just as easily be facing anyone else, that is one of the clearest signals of genuine interest you will ever see. Start noticing feet. They almost never lie. Number 2. Her neck. The neck is one of the most vulnerable parts of the human body. Throughout human evolutionary history, exposing the neck to another person has always been an act of trust and openness. And in the context of attraction, it becomes one of the most powerful nonverbal signals a woman can send. When a woman is genuinely attracted to a man, she will often expose her neck to him in specific and consistent ways. She tilts her head to one side during conversation, exposing the side of her neck. She touches her neck lightly while talking to him, drawing his attention to it unconsciously. She pushes her hair back or over one shoulder to reveal more of her neck. Dr. Mehrabian's research on attraction signals identified neck exposure as a universal indicator of comfort, openness, and romantic interest in women across cultures. It is not a conscious gesture. It is the body's way of saying, I am open to you, I am comfortable with you, I trust you. The next time you are in a conversation with a woman you are interested in, notice what her neck is doing. If she is tilting her head and touching or exposing her neck consistently throughout your interaction, she is telling you something important. Number 3. Her eyes. You have probably heard that eyes are the window to the soul. In the context of attraction, that is not just a saying, it is a neurological reality. When a person is genuinely attracted to someone, their pupils dilate. This is an involuntary physiological response controlled by the autonomic nervous system. It cannot be faked. It cannot be suppressed. The brain releases dopamine in response to seeing someone it finds attractive, and that dopamine release directly triggers pupil dilation. Beyond the pupils, the pattern of eye contact a woman holds with a man she is attracted to is distinctly different from the eye contact she maintains in ordinary social interactions. Dr. Zick Rubin, whose research on eye contact and romantic interest at Harvard University found that couples who were genuinely in love spent significantly more time holding each other's gaze than people who were just friends. His research established what is now known as the gaze pattern of romantic interest: longer eye contact, more frequent glances back after looking away, and a specific soft focus quality to the gaze that is distinctly different from ordinary conversational eye contact. When a woman holds your gaze slightly longer than the social norm, when she looks away and then looks back at you specifically, when you catch her looking at you from across the room, and she does not immediately look away with discomfort, but instead holds the look for a moment before looking away, she is communicating something with her eyes that her words have not said yet. Pay attention to how long she holds your gaze. Pay attention to whether she seeks your eyes out when she is in a group. Pay attention to whether her eyes soften when they land on you. The eyes are the most honest communicators in the entire body. Number 4. Her hands. The hands are one of the most expressive parts of the human body, and in the context of attraction, they become a particularly powerful signal system. There are 2 specific hand behaviors that research consistently identifies as indicators of genuine romantic interest in women. The first is self-touch. When a woman touches her own face, runs her fingers through her hair, or touches her collarbone while talking to a man, she is experiencing a heightened state of self-awareness and arousal that her hands are responding to automatically. This behavior is called a preening gesture, and it has been documented across cultures as a consistent automatic response to being in the presence of someone the person finds attractive. Dr. Desmond Morris, who dedicated years of research to cataloging human courtship behaviors, identified hair-touching and face-touching in women as among the most reliable nonverbal indicators of attraction he observed across his entire body of research. The second-hand behavior is reach. When a woman reaches out to touch you during a conversation, even briefly and even in what seems like a casual way, she is crossing a physical boundary that people almost never cross with people they are not attracted to. A light touch on the arm when she laughs. A brief contact on your hand when she is making a point. A touch on your shoulder when she greets you. Each of these touches is a test and an invitation at the same time. She is testing how you respond to her physical presence. And she is inviting a level of closeness that words have not yet established. When a woman reaches out to touch you during a conversation, that is not an accident. That is interest. And it deserves to be recognized and responded to accordingly. Here is what all four of these signals have in common. None of them are chosen. None of them are performed. None of them are something she decided to do to send you a message. They are all the automatic, honest, involuntary language of a body that is responding to genuine attraction before the mind has had a chance to decide whether to act on it. And that honesty is what makes them so valuable. In a world where words are chosen carefully, where texts are edited before sending, where people manage their impressions with remarkable skill, the body remains one of the last completely honest communicators we have. A man who can read these signals does not have to wonder whether she is interested. He does not have to overthink the situation or talk himself into or out of making a move. He can see clearly what is happening and respond to reality rather than to fear or hope. That clarity is one of the most powerful advantages any man can have in dating. And now you have it. If this opened your eyes to something you have been missing, like this video and subscribe. Share it with a man in your life who needs to hear this, because somebody you know is sitting across from a woman who is interested in him right now and has no idea. And here is something I need you to actually hear before you go. Reading these four signals is step one. Knowing how to respond to them, how to move forward with confidence when you see them, how to build on the interest she is showing you without second-guessing yourself, that is step two. And that is exactly what the Magnetic Masculinity ebook covers in full. I have watched too many men recognize the signal and then freeze because they did not know what to do next. Do not be that man. Grab the ebook in the description right now. It is practical. It is honest. It is built specifically for men who are tired of missing their moments. The link is in the description. Scroll down and grab it today. Because the next time you are in a conversation with a woman who is showing you all four of these signals, you are going to want to know exactly what to do next. And that knowledge is one scroll away.